Trauma can affect anyone who has lived through physical and emotional harm. It is a universal experience, regardless of individual factors like age, socioeconomic status, or ethnicity. Trauma can make it difficult for a person to relate to others or come to terms with what's happening in their own life. Trauma can be viewed as a relationship between the events, the experience of those events, and the effects of that experience. Traumatic events include not only instances of physical or psychological harm, but also the threat of harm. The way a person experiences such an event may determine whether or not trauma will manifest. The adverse effects of an event can lead to trauma. This does not always happen immediately. The effects can manifest over time. In addition, a traumatized individual may not recognize the relationship between the traumatic event and its effects. If trauma is left untreated, it can manifest as physical impairment or disease, physical and behavioral health disorders, and substance abuse. Evidence shows that trauma needs to be addressed from multiple perspectives to be effectively treated. This requires trauma-informed care. Trauma-informed care recognizes that trauma and behavior are connected. There are 4 key assumptions with trauma-informed care, known as the 4 R's. Realize that trauma affects communities as well as families. The ways that people behave in response to trauma can be seen as coping strategies. Recognize the signs of trauma and respond to those signs. This is integral to a trauma-informed approach. Most importantly, care providers must resist re-traumatization. Too often, institutional practices have led to re-traumatization through restraint, coercion, intimidation, harsh discipline, or seclusion. It is important to provide a safe place for an individual to share their story. Trust must be gained through interaction. Sharing experiences of trauma with other survivors can promote emotional healing. Reducing the perceived power difference is crucial to creating a collaborative environment for change. Fostering the belief that it is possible to recover from traumatic experiences is also important. Recognizing and moving beyond stereotypes about a person, people, or communities recovering from trauma requires the recognition of cultural, historical, and gender issues that exist today. A trauma-informed approach follows the ideal that providing a sense of understanding, empathy, and support of self-determination can aid in recovery from traumatic experiences.